Yes, and we are live. Hello, welcome everybody on social media to our presentation this afternoon with Utopian Global. My name is Claudia Eifert and I welcome everybody on this call, this presentation, this hangout, you name it. We're going to talk about assets. We're going to talk about precious metals, gold and silver. We're going to talk about money, income producing activities. We're going to talk about cash flow, how you can get this stuff. We're going to talk about certainly silver. We're going to talk about collectibles. So there's a lot to talk about today. But let me just go ahead here on my presentation because we are doing that at the same time as well on our webinar tool. Unfortunately, our folks on webinar can't see me because they will get a frozen screen here. So unfortunately, you guys are not going to see me. All the other guys on social media, you're actually going to see my face. So I apologize for that. So Utopian Global, real assets, real income, real lifestyle, really the modern way to build and grow wealth. We talk about this today, and let me just see if my audience view, yes, okay, audience view is great, fantastic. So you actually can see that. All right, so let's go into it. Now, Utopian Global, what we're going to tell you today or present you today, not tell you, but present you today is an opportunity which actually was launched in 2008 with a very simple model, and that is helping people, ordinary people, to build extraordinary wealth. How? Well, through our gold, silver, precious metals platform where you can diversify your paper currency into, of course, something which is tangible and which always has maintained its purchasing power, preserved your wealth. And so we have customers literally in 139 countries and growing, buying on a regular basis with us gold and silver. Why with us? Well, because we are a platform which is a long time around, but also we have the best pricing, and we have a very, very fair, so not just a fair business model, a fair pricing, but we have a very transparent system that anytime you will need to liquidate and you need to cash out, you can actually do so if you have your money in precious metals. So that is really cool, but precious metals is only one part of the business. Obviously, Bill Rawl, the founder and CEO of Utopian Global, when he founded this company, he really wanted to give you access to wealth building strategies with meaningful rewards and real flexibility so that you can secure, and gold and silver is securing your wealth, your purchasing power, but also grow your wealth. And he believed that this should be really in the reach of everyone. Everybody should have access to, of course, wealth building vehicles. And so our wealth building vehicles, of course, on one is always, or number one is always gold and silver, which is the insurance policy to hedge against inflation. You own a car insurance, I guess, if you have a car. I think if you have a house, you own a house insurance policy. What insurance policy do you have for your time you trade for a currency which is continuously losing its value? What insurance policy do you have in place for that? Well, this is where gold and silver comes into play, and this is why all the wealthy people own it. The question is, how much do you own, if any? If you talk to most people, they don't own it because they don't understand it, because they've never educated. So let's finish this and start a new generation of wealth so that you can also do what the rich people do. Now, Store is another vehicle, another platform in our global platform, and that is giving you access to real assets which produce income. We, through Utopian Global, raise funds. These funds are being invested into assets which actually do produce income. Such we currently have, I'm going to touch a little bit on, in the oil and gas sector, meaning in the natural resource sector, producing revenue. And number three, and probably right now I would say the most important, and that is our platform, which can make you cash flow right now. Because let's face it, we are living in a very, very different time. Everybody needs money now. They just don't know what to do. A lot of people, got either laid off from their job, or they are on half-time working, or maybe even their industries shut down. I mean, we see just right now, I'm in Germany, we see, of course, around our neighbors, Holland is shutting down, we see Switzerland shutting down, we see Italy shutting down, we have, of course, many other countries, of course, shutting down right now as we speak. So you need most definitely a platform where you can very simply refer products and services and actually getting paid for. So very, very, very simple. Refer products and getting paid for. Everybody's anyway referring somehow products or not. They just don't get paid for. So why not getting paid for? So this is what is our wealth building system in a nutshell. Gold or silver, which is really your hedge against inflation, stores your income producing assets, and then of course our affiliate marketing platform. So let's look at some of the challenges which people are facing right now. And that is, of course, no money, high debt, high student loans, and no savings, no assets. In fact, most people, they do live paycheck to paycheck. Unfortunately, before Corona, it was sort of like they had 3 months of before they are being broke if they wouldn't get a paycheck. Well, now it looks more so like one paycheck of being broke. And then we have, of course, no jobs or less and less jobs. In fact, artificial intelligence is going to take away in the next 15 years, as per Forbes' recent article, 40% of the jobs. So that means if you have now children at school, or you have, children's almost finishing with their, school, and they're going into, of course, looking for now higher education. Well, maybe when they're finished with all their education, their job is not anymore available. So those are certainly things to consider right now. And we look at the ruling paradigm, of course, which always was, or that's what our parents, our grandparents told us, is to work 40 years. To what? To retire with a third of what wasn't even enough during the 40 years. So most people right now, if they're working a job, and we can't even anymore think of that a family household, only one person is working. It's now always two people working in a family household. Why? Well, because, one job is not anymore enough. But now it's not even that one job is anymore enough. So if they want to have extras or pay extras or extra holiday, or maybe something did broke down, you actually more so finding a lot of families, they're having 2 or 3 jobs. So if and go back to that, if the ruling paradigm is to work 40 years to then get a pension, which is only 1/3, and that wasn't even enough, when they were working, well, how are they going to do it? What's going to happen? In fact, it's just not realistic to finance a 30 years of retirement with 30 years of work. And that is really a fact. I mean, you can't really expect to put 10% of your income aside and then finance a retirement that's just as long. I mean, people living longer now. So it's not anymore that people living their 70s, they're living their 80s, 90s, and beyond. In fact, as per statistics, again, the generation born in the new millennia, they expected to live 100 years long. But our pension system was only designed to maximum pay until in their 70s. So those are facts which we were having. And then, of course, we have people who are savers, actually, or have been saving traditionally. They are penalized by interest or negative interest rates. I mean, some years back, maybe 10, 15 years, 20 years back, when you put money in the bank, you could actually, get a little bit of a return on it, right? That's why you put money into savings account. Well, because you made at least a little one. Well, right now in Germany here, we have negative interest rates, meaning we pay for having money in the bank. New Zealand considers negative interest rates. In fact, negative interest rates here in the EU becoming actually the new normal. And so the rules of money, how we know it, how we know to put money aside, they really have changed. The traditional way is just not working anymore. In fact, when we just think of what probably our parents experienced or had, if they would, need to make a 50 or want to make a $50 or €50 or £50 monthly return on a bank term deposit, well, in order for getting €50 or dollars or pounds, they would have need to have 12,000 in the bank. If they had, of course, a 5% return, if the bank would give a 5% return. Now, $625, you would have needed a $150,000 in the bank on a 5% term deposit, right? So in 625, this is what we can really show you here quite fast to make through Utopian Global. And you don't have to have 150,000 in the bank. That is for sure. Or, of course, a $10,000. And this is just examples for you to really give this point and make this point across to you, how much you actually on a 5% need to have in the bank in order to get that. So 5% return, in order to get $10,000, you would need 2.4 million in the bank. Now, how many people do you know that have 2.4 million in the bank? Well, let's look at a 1% bank term deposit. So in order to get a $50, you need to have actually $60,000 in order to get each and every month $50 as, of course, a return. $60,000 in the bank to get each and every month a $50 return. In order to get a $625,000 return, $625 return, you need to have $750,000 in the bank. In order to get a $10,000 return, you need 12 million in the bank. Now, who do you know that has that much money in the bank? Not a lot of people. So the rules of money, they certainly have changed. They are not anymore the same way. And this is why, of course, Robert Kiyosaki, he calls it savers are actually losers. Why? Well, because saving the traditional way as we have known it, it just doesn't work anymore, because you're actually getting penalized for having money in the bank. So you actually do. So your currency is really working against you. And so what does it has to do with our company? Well, our company, what we do here with Utopian Global, we help you, we teach you, we educate you, we give you a vehicle so that you can turn this stuff, which is continuously losing value. In fact, every 8 years, it's losing half of its purchasing power. That means every 8 years, you need to double your income just in order to buy the same goods and services. And so gold, traditionally, over time, has always been the better way to save. So not that stuff saving in, but actually gold. It's really a way to think outside the bank. And we all got to think outside the bank, I can tell you that. And so, very simple example, an ounce of gold in Roman times, would actually dress you beautifully with the latest toga and leather sandals back in their fashion, right? In 1920, that's 100 years ago, 1 ounce of gold would actually dress you exactly the same like it would in Roman times, just with of course, more fashionable wear. But at the same time, you could get with $20 1 ounce of gold. So, question for you to fast forward today, 1 ounce of gold, if you sell it for cash, you would get roughly around $2,000. Would $2,000 still dress yourself? Of course, 1 ounce of gold? Yes. But had you stacked away that paper stuff, what would $20 buy you today? Well, unfortunately, not much. So this is why Robert Kiyosaki says savers are losers. You must own gold and silver as part of your portfolio. And I go further and just putting emphasis on a house. Everybody wants to, or most people, not everybody, most people want to own a house. So they see a house as an asset. I see it as a liability if you live in it. But that's another subject. We don't go into it right now. But the US average house price back in 71 was around $25,000. Compared in gold, you would have need 720 of those ounces of gold in order to buy an average size house. Well, fast forward today, 2020, you need so much more paper money, in fact, around $280,000 just to buy that same house. So you need so much more money. Okay, there's 50 years time span in between, but look at gold. What has gold done? Gold, you need only 143 ounces of gold, not 720, only 143 now to buy that average size house. So what does it mean for you? What's the point I'm making? The point I'm making, you're working hard in your job, whatever job you do. You're trading your time for a currency, which is always only go one way, and that is backwards, down. While, of course, gold maintains its purchasing power. You can check this on milk, on egg price, on a loaf of bread price, on ice cream. I have my ice cream index because I love ice cream, so I always make the comparison with ice cream, because every year I pay more for my ice cream in paper money, not in gold, but in paper money. So gold has outperformed all major currencies over time. Some even more in countries like Argentina, of course, where you see like a 40,000% increase in or against their currency, the pesos. So South Africa, of course, also higher, Nigeria higher, all those countries are very much higher. So gold has even more outperformed their currencies. Silver is very similar deal, but silver also is very much an industrial metal. But in 1964, for you US citizens here on the call, you may know, you may don't know, maybe you did hear from hearsay from your parents or grandparents. The quarter back in the day was actually containing silver. Today, of course, it doesn't contain any silver anymore. So when we look at again on the purchasing power, what it would do. So that quarter, which contained 5.6 gram of silver, that 5.6 gram of silver would actually buy you a gallon of gas back in the day. Well, today, it still buys you a gallon of gas. Isn't that funny? We also have the chicken index or the burrito index, because you can really make it with any example. A chicken in 1964, a chicken today, priced in silver, still buys you that same chicken. Not in currency. So if you are trading your time, that's the point we want to make, for a currency, and you stacking the currency away, you are actually losing. So you see silver has outperformed all of the currencies over time. And so this is why in every portfolio, every rich person, ruler, empire, even now Warren Buffett, of course, going into for the first time, central banks, governments, lots of cultures in Asia, they own gold or silver. Why do they do that? Why do they do that? Because they know gold and silver always maintains that purchasing power. And in times of economic uncertainties, obviously when we don't know where things are quite going, and I believe we are in this time right now, well, they even own more of gold and silver. Why? Because, well, it's riskier to put it into other markets. And so that's why we see a trend right now again, which is actually really the third trend in this decade. It's not decade, it's really since, century. Really the third trend in this is gold is again going to move up. Why? Well, because people are fleeing into a safe haven because they're afraid. There's a scarcity out there. And so what we have is an amazing platform. We make gold and silver savings easy. You can buy with us gold and silver, and from as little as €25, you get the best gold from the #1 refinery, Olga Horias, who does the Rolex watches, the Philippe Patek watches, all that gold. You get from as €25 access to real physical gold. You can buy real physical silver, and you can just diversify. We have people since 13 years almost, just on a weekly, on a monthly basis, just buying gold and silver, or just gold. And why? Well, because what they are doing is they increasing their portfolio, with an insurance policy. That's why I said, like, you have insurance for almost everything. Why not for, of course, the money losing value? And so in good times, usually they say it's around 5%. And yeah, not in good times. I think that is, everybody knows that. Don't have to, Claudia, to repeat that. But in not so good times, it's more so 10, 15, 20%, even some experts says, to have of all your belongings in precious metals. How much do you own? That is, again, the question. If you don't own nothing, you got to really step in here. So precious metal is really a way of thinking outside the bank, and we have a perfect platform for that. Now, you also need to have part of your portfolio having actually assets producing for you. So having money work for you. And so we have, of course, developed this platform, which is called STORE, stands for Sustainable Technology and Resource Holdings, where through, of course, this amazing team of experts, which have a combined history of 250 years, knowledge in oil, gas, drilling, refining, minerals, mineral mining, custody, bullion banking. I mean, you name it. So they have all this history, all this knowledge, all this credibility, entrepreneurs, and they actually put together this really great concept heading or led up by Ryan Messer with STORE, where through Utopian Global we crowdfund money, and that money then we invest into assets which usually are only be preserved for the really wealthy, for the big players. But because of this strategic and unique relationships which we do have, we could make this access available for you guys, that you could really come in from as little as a customer as 50 euros or as an affiliate from as little as 99 euro and be part of that really great project within STORE. In fact, we had a few people here, as you see in this picture, people standing, flying out and to see one of these assets which we did actually purchase. So this is one, and of course, as we go along, Bill already announced it, our founder and CEO, there's more products coming on board, all in the nature of having money working for you, instead you working for it. So if you were presented with the right opportunity, let's think about it. What area of your life would you actually like to better? Would it be for your finances? Would it be time? Would it be lifestyle? Well, I know when I got started with this business, well, I was working in, always. I mean, I can't think of a time I wasn't working, better to say. So I was working the right ways. I was, working in the morning, working in the afternoon, working in the evening, working at night. I was working all the time. I just had never free time. Why? Well, because I wanted to get rich. I wanted to make a lot of wealth. But I didn't really understand that this was probably the worst way to get wealthy. And so, yeah, I had to learn it the hard way, but I am glad I did. And Utopian Global really introduced me about into the education, into having the knowledge and the access and the vehicle to what really wealthy people do. And of course, this has since then changed my life. And since then, I'm not longer working for nobody anymore. So I am my own boss. That means I decide how much money I want to earn or don't want to earn, which is absolutely a way better to live. And of course, I can run the business from anywhere I want. So therefore, gives me more time, freedom, and a better lifestyle. So if you are ready to secure your financial future today, well, then you can make a decision. You can choose to start the business by becoming a costumer. And you can buy your gold from as little as 25 euros, or you buy your store, or you can become your own boss and become an affiliate, start your own business. And what really makes us different here versus traditional marketing is where in traditional market, of course, we know, you pay a lot of money to the agencies, then they put it into paper ad, a newspaper ad, of course, television ad, a radio ad, etc. Well, here, through our way, the money is actually put into people. So when you bring a customer who buys gold or silver, you're going to get paid. So that means you get paid for the rewards through doing the word of mouth advertisement. That's the most moral form of compensation. My mentor, Bob Proctor, here wrote a great article, in fact, about it. You should Google it. We have it also in our back office, I believe, available. It's called the most moral form of compensation, because you work, you get paid. You don't work, don't get paid. Meaning you share the products, people buy, you certainly gonna get paid. And this is really, really what I like. So there's two ways to actually do that. And that is, of course, option one, referring products. And option two is referring other affiliate businesses. Just as the other day I was buying a coffee machine on Amazon, and so I got this notification from Amazon, and Amazon said to me, you can now become an influencer, and every time you get actually your own unique URL, and you just need to, of course, connect your YouTube channel, your Facebook channel, your Twitter account, and so on. And we're gonna, approve you as an influencer, and every time you share, you can sell all our products via Amazon, and you're gonna get a commission. Oh, okay, so this is what we do. Very simple. No difference much there. Which is really, really cool. So we have a simple financial rewards program where you can share and earn 3 steps. Step one, of course, you buy your affiliate asset package, meaning you got to have some product. See, you can only become a great retailer, let's say, as to speak, share the products, if you actually own the product. So you got to own the product, right? So step one, you buy your affiliate asset package, so you get assets. Step two, you refer the program. Every time you refer the program and they buy, you make money. I mean, it's nothing more complicated than that, right? We have different ways to get started, obviously. So there is ways to get started from as little as €99 up to 3,500. And what's the difference? Well, the difference is, of course, the assets, the amount of assets you do have in, but also the different bonuses. It does unlock you the different ways of earnings when you buy the different packages. So as higher the package here in the premium range, as of course, more bonuses going to unlock, as more assets you will have in there. Now, the quantum packages, starting at 9K to 1 million, they're for the investor. So that, it's, let's say you have 18K and you want to put it into store because you want to have it more income producing. Well, then you're better off to put in the 18K instead of getting the affiliate package. You get a quantum package, right? Because you have then more assets working for you. And then as an affiliate, in order to keep continuing earning, all what you do is you commit to a €50 per month asset accumulation plan. So you accumulate assets on a monthly basis. And then every time, of course, as you share it with people, you're going to get paid. So step one, pretty simple. Buy your package, and then as you see here, you get a referral commission. So the referral commission, as you see here, 99 up to 3,500. Those are the commissions you make. Let's say you come in with a 99, you sell a 1,500, straight away you made €500. Not bad. You came with a 99, you sold a 5.5K, you made €500 commissions. Really cool. So step two, refer to customers or affiliates, and your business startup costs actually free. So I love that concept because everybody who starts his own business, the first question you will ask, when get my money back? When am I going to be cash flow positive? Well, in a traditional business, let's say you were open a franchise, it's going to probably take you 3 years to get your money back, right? Because you have to have the shop, you got to pay the license, you got to pay the rent, you got to have products. I mean, there's so much what you have to do. If you want to have an online shop, you need to have a designer, you need to have the web hosting service paid, you need to have, also a lot of stuff which you need to pay. So here, with 3 people you introduce, your business cost is already offset and you have some money left over if you do, of course, this example here. Very, very cool concept. Quantum packages, of course, 9K up to 1 million, you make more commissions. So step 3, you build a network. So every time now you refer it with the people you introduce and they start liking it and say, you know what, hang on a second, I think I know some people who also really would need to diversify their income, who really would need to have some gold or silver and having money working for them. I'm going to share it with other people. What do I have to do? So you start to build a network of people, so you're not just getting paid from your efforts, but also from other people's effort. And this is where, of course, I love the saying of John Getty, the once upon richest man on earth. He said, I'd rather have 1% of the efforts of 100 people and 100% of my own effort, right? Or, of course, Albert Einstein called it the eighth world wonder, the compound effect, the compounding, right? The leverage. Everybody is seeking for leverage. We all want leverage. We all want, to have more money producing for us, of course. And so let's go into a little bit into the 8 ways to make to earn with the compensation plan. So imagine all you did is what? All you did is, which is Amazon sent me the message of. So to get my own storefront shop by becoming an influencer. Well, here, all you do is help free people get an instant paycheck and taught them to do the same. The magic, literally, of free people. You help free people get started. Now you make your fast start commission. And now the second month, when they buy their €50 monthly, you start making, of course, some small commissions. Not much, because you have free people buying €50, it's not much, but you still get some commission, which, almost pays for your monthly asset accumulation plan. In fact, you're going to get €21 with free people who buy €50. Not bad of a deal. So, €50 costs you monthly and you get assets. So, it's almost half of it paid. Isn't that cool? But let's say those free people you introduce to help them now do exactly the same. Show it to free people. Now, all of a sudden, those free become 9. Now you're making €84 here. Okay, so €84, it's already covered your €50 now, plus you have some extra. Now, those 9 people, each of them do exactly like you, helping free. All of a sudden, now you're 27 people, you're making €124. And you see how this is growing. In fact, here in your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th level, you're making a €610 income just from the €50 plan. Now, I didn't talk about fast start commissions or the other commissions. This is just purely the leverage commission, the uni-level commission. That's just one commission. And this is really amazing. I just love it. So just by that example, the magic of free, helping everybody to get on an asset accumulation plan where you grow assets, meaning grow your wealth, and all of a sudden, if you would build it like this, and we know not everybody's going to build it like this, this is just a real number, how it could look like, you would be on an €8,200 income per month. Now, this income per month, I'm in Germany and we are supposed to be this powerhouse of Europe. That is, looking around, asking around, the average income, it's not going to be that. The average income probably is more so 1,800 to 2,000 euro income. So imagine this income, 8,200, all you did free, and you maybe took, I don't know, a year, 2 years, 3 years to get there. It's still an amazing income, still much better than most people, isn't it? But let's look at what happens when you add one more person. You just do one thing, and that is you help one more person. Instead of helping 3, you help 4. So now with the magic of 4, your income now goes exponential, just like a penny doubled a day. It's now growing exponential. All of a sudden, your team, by just adding one more person, grows so faster, meaning now your monthly income would actually equal 54,000 euros. That's a lot of money, but this is, I have seen it. I come from this industry, meaning I worked for corporate in this industry. I have seen it. And I know people when I started working for corporate, and that is now 20 years ago, there's people still, and I know them all by name, and they're all friends with me, they're still making that on a monthly basis, and they started 20 years some of them 30 years ago with that company. So it does happen. It doesn't happen for many. It doesn't happen for certainly all. It happens for a few, that exact number. Why? Or that similar number. Why? Well, because as we always know, a lot of people, they come on board and they just want to maybe get their product for free. That is totally fine. Absolutely. And there's some people who, want to build big, but, their mouth is a little bit bigger than their actions actually they do. And so then there's people, of course, they overthink it. It's simple, guys. It's very, very simple. All what you do is consume 50 euro on a monthly basis assets, meaning you accumulate real assets, which, remember the house example? The house with gold. Well, if you accumulate this stuff, you have so much more than if you accumulate this stuff. So I rather accumulate this stuff, gold and silver, and show everybody to accumulate this stuff and get a great pay. So let's look at help 5 people, just one more. Instead of 4, one more. Well, now the number is absolutely outrageous, and there's literally no cap. We don't have a cap. This is exponential. There is really no cap to it. As more people you introduce and they introduce and they introduce, of course, as bigger it can grow. And so what do we get paid for? We get paid for helping and showing people and training people to do exactly a few simple action steps over a longer period of time. Very, very simple. So again, to recap, simple, low-risk ways to build assets and income. Select package, refer to free, build a network. Get started to build assets. Your commissions cover your premium cost. And with 7 customers in your first or second level, your 50 euros actually paid for. Very simple. So everything you need to succeed is actually here. Your replicated website, your state-of-the-art back office, your funnel system, your world-class coaching, training calls, events, experienced executive team, global business, all is there, and your time to build wealth with passive income definitely starts today. Talk to the person who invited you to this presentation. Get started, but don't wait to talk to them in a week, in 2 weeks. No. Talk to them today, now, after this call, now. In fact, now. Now, call that person, say, hey, thank you for inviting me. How can I get started? Okay. And important notice, of course, at the end, Utopian Global Compensation Plan is an exciting opportunity that rewards you for referring our services, definitely. Although the opportunity is unlimited, individual results will vary depending on your commitment levels and sales skills of each participant. These income projections should not be considered as a guarantees of projections of your actual earnings or profits and success with Utopian Global results only from hard work, dedication, and leadership. I had to work hard to become financial free. Definitely. I had to work hard to get rid of my 2 jobs I had in order to just really live off this Utopian Global here. But I have done it, so can you. With focus, with dedication, with hard work, you can. At the end of the day, working 40 years in your job, isn't that hard work? To then only retire to with 1/3, which wasn't even enough now. I think this is so much harder work than really putting 1, 2, 3, 4 years into that intensive. So what's your option? I rather choose this option. So, and as per terms and conditions, of course, store is not licensed in the United States of America, and as a result cannot be offered, sold, or delivered there. And we have a 14 days money back guarantee for your affiliate packages. Not for your gold and silver. Of course, if you wish to sell it back, you can easily, with a push of a button, sell it back. So the time to get in is now, so that you take control of your financial future. And as John C. Maxwell said, you never change your life, which everybody's looking for a better life, but you never change your life until you change something you do actually daily. And the secret of your success is found in your daily routine. That is so true. Your daily routine. What do? Are you gonna continue doing the same stuff, and expecting a different outcome, a different result? Or are you going to change? Are you going to do something else? Are you, going and change the course which you have been going so far, and really change it to, of course, make your dreams, your desires happen. So with that, I say thank you guys for listening to the presentation. I heard some of you had some audio challenges. Maybe it was even my audio here, which could be the case sometimes with those internet connections. But I hope that you enjoyed this presentation, that you have some questions maybe for me. I'm going to check now on the internet if there's anything you guys have here which needs to be addressed. So let me just very quickly go to my live stream, which I'm doing here right now. Okay. No. All right. I don't see any questions here. So thank you guys, and have all a wonderful, wonderful evening.